Arsenal first. Well, will he play or won't he? That was the question today. Ian Wright, but he's playing, having been left out of the two previous away ties in this competition. So some port up front for Alan Smith. George Graham believes in full use of the squad system, of course. He also believes in the gritty midfield qualities of 19-year-old Ian Stelly, who makes another European appearance. Well, Paris Saint-Germain, unbeaten in their last 35 games, top of the French First Division by 6 points. A sprinkling of French internationals and two of Brazil's best, Ricardo in defence and Valdo in the midfield. The lone striker is the Liberian international George Weah. And watch out, too, for France's Footballer of the Year, David Ginola, down the left. Tonight, though, they're missing their key defender, Alain Roche, who's injured. The referee comes from Sweden, Leif Sundell. I'll do the substitute in a moment. Arsenal in a change strip of yellow. Attack the goal to our left. Another night, really, when Arsenal, I suppose, are likely to be on the rack, and their supporters everywhere on the edge of their seats. Really, once again, calling for a really dedicated and disciplined performance from them, just as we saw in Turin. Smith well offside there. And, of course, nothing less will do here tonight. What a hostile atmosphere.
Well, I'm just thinking, Brian, this is what you call a European atmosphere, isn't it? I mean, I can't remember for many years being in a stadium with the noise. The noise level is unreal.
Le Guen putting it forward to Ginola. This ball man down the left flank, stopped in his tracks there by Ian Wright. Out of play. Let's have a look at the Arsenal bench. Well, Eddie McGoldrick there. Adam Miller, the reserve goalkeeper. Nice Gallic moustaches there. Who says there's no fun in football? Well, good spirit in the Arsenal side. Let's hope it maintains itself to the end. Here's Merson. Oh, I thought for a moment Stelly was going to get in there. Jensen with a shot. Well, I'm sure I don't have to repeat that woeful statistic about John Jensen. He's never scored for Arsenal.
You know, I've just said to George before the game, I've got a feeling that when he does score, it'll be in the final.
Yes, well, he makes a habit of that. He did in the European Champions final for his native Denmark.
That, incidentally, is a tremendous goal kick from Bernard Lamar. Diagonal across to Ginola, you know, who will be useful in the air. They'll try and play on Lee Dixon a little bit and exploit Lee Dixon in the air. They won't want to be knocking long balls onto the top of Adams and Bowles.
Ginola stopped. Ooh, Dixon missed his touch. Ginola, and Arsenal at full stretch to get that one away. And across the face of the goal again, that time from Colataire. And just for a moment, actually from the moment Lee Dixon lost his footing, so the whole Arsenal defence looked to be unhinged. Ginola played it across there, and Colataire got a shot in, but it went right across the face of the Arsenal goal, but that could have been so dangerous. You saw it took a terrible bobble there as well. The pitch is awful, mind you. Arsenal were saying when they came here last night that, or George Graham was saying, it looks what it is, a rugby pitch. Guerin, Valdo. Le Guen's gone forward. But well wide, he's all left foot, is Le Guen. But he struck it with some power, the Paris Saint-Germain captain.
Oh, yeah, he's got a big shot. But I'm watching Valdo, you know, he's just playing where he likes. He's like a free spirit. Obviously got the Brazilian qualities. See that one? That's a good arrow, that. He's got that Brazilian free spirit about him and the technique, and he just floats all over the field.
Maybe a little too close to Seaman. Seaman with a good throw out there to Nigel Winterburn. Inch perfect, that one. Wright's gone on a run. Smith has pulled up a little closer. So it's Alan Smith now for Arsenal. A little touch through there to Stelly. A good, sensible ball played there by Stelly. And a good shot on the far side by Paul Merson. At least I thought it was a good shot, but it just flew wide of the far post. But some good movement there by Arsenal.
Great build-up. Just listen to those statistics you gave us about the defensive record. It's not that bad an effort. That's quite a good effort.
It's really being close marking right. Now, Adams up for the first time. Bold is in there as well. Need a good delivery from Paul Davis for this one. A lot of good movement there. Floated in, and it came off George Weah, in fact, in the end, who'd gone back to help out in defence, and Adams content let that go over the touchline for an Arsenal throw.
I think you can tell how much respect Paris Saint-Germain have got for Arsenal in these situations. We saw against Torino, good movement when the ball's there. They all do these little spin runs, little rotations. But I tell you what, the marking now, talk about touch tight, they're virtually inside the Arsenal shirt, the Paris lads then.
It's another throw with Winterburn. John Jensen. Third in a game. Again, Paris get it away. Up to Valdo, taken very comfortably on his chest. Changed his mind about 3 times there. Halfway through the first half, still 0-0. And a clumsy Lessie unhappy with the ball Valdo gave to him. While they were arguing, Arsenal got on with it. Right now, taking it from Winterburn's throw. Plays a good ball there to Davis. Played it in quickly again. Smith with a chance for Arsenal just for a moment. It seemed to be there. John Jensen. Oh, a terrific save, and it's just wide. Well, when is it going to happen for John Jensen? For a moment, it looked as though that was it. Smith, in fact, looked as though he was in a good position himself, first of all. Then he made an excellent one for Jensen, who struck it beautifully. Behind Lama for the corner.
I would think even when he hit this, once the keeper got a hand to it, I still think Jensen thought it was probably going to trickle in. But
sorry, Ron. Arsenal's corner, a deeper one this time. Oh, a great bit of keeping there by Lama. A good throw. It was Adams who was aiming for that one, and now Tony Adams has got to get back. The French are streaming out now. Le Guin. Valdo. Le Guin.
I think there's plenty of encouragement for Arsenal, though, if they can keep their own end right, because, I mean, these do look impressive when they break out. But I'm not so sure defensively that when Arsenal do come forward and put their little pockets of football together, I've got a feeling that there is a way to them. Although, in all fairness, that lad in goals was a good keeper, Lamar.
That was a glorious take from that corner, wasn't it? Now, Weah. Is there a problem here? Weah with the shot. Seaman with the save. Post looking for that little flick on, and if he misses it, maybe Smith. But the French are alive to that. And Lamar gathers the ball above the head of Steve Bowles. And a long throw out, and Arsenal need to get back quickly. This is Ginola. He's got terrific pace. He's gone past Winterburn. Dixon's come across. Ginola still. Guerin. Valdo. Here's on the far side.
Just wonder how much that took out of Paris. You know, they started very fast, didn't they? Tremendous tempo at the beginning. And, you know, whether they can sustain a tempo like that. I mean, an English club, particularly one like Arsenal, who is used to playing that way week in and week out on a high tempo, probably more experience of doing that. But Paris Germain, in their own league, I would guess, can sort of steady up, and then accelerate. Today they're going to be put to the test all throughout the 90 minutes. Arsenal will keep the tempo with them.
Sorry, you lost your pictures just a moment ago, just for a few seconds from our French colleagues. Glad to say, and they're back again. Now, I hope you're enjoying this football live from the Parc des Princes in Paris. 0-0 in this European Cup Winners' Cup semi-final first leg. It's a free kick to Paris Saint-Germain. Le Guin, their captain, and Valdo over it. Fournier, number 7. This is Polite. He would have preferred that onto his left foot. That's a nice little dummy there. Cross in. Oh, and Seaman just poured that one away. He got a yard or so on it, but it wasn't all that convincing. It was a devil of a cross to deal with. Ginola. Free kick. Arsenal complaining about something that happened on the touchline there. Way before that. That was what the free kick's been given for. Ricardo is up from the back. Sassou, we have to watch him, the number 5. Fournier's in there. Weah's in there. And Ginola's in there. Le Guin, we don't have to worry about that. That was a real Rob Andrew effort.
It was certainly a very, very good situation. All the big guys had run in towards the goal and taken Arsenal defenders with them.
Davis behind it. Adams has come up. You know, Arsenal can be so devastating with these dead ball situations. Davis floating it in, right with a header. And Arsenal have scored!
Well, almost an identical situation from the goal they scored against Torino, wasn't it? The Paris Saint-Germain defence have tried to step up on them because not only was Ian Wright unmarked, also Tony Adams had got in as well. You just felt there was a goal coming from Arsenal. I mean, they've been conceding unnecessary free kicks, and that's a lovely little glance. That's maybe a situation where the ground has actually helped him because it's got a very good skip off the ground there. But a terrific little glance from Ian Wright.
The decision to play Ian Wright in this away leg has borne the most wonderful fruit for Arsenal. But Adams there clashing with a French player. Well, Ian Wright, 32 this season. And that could be one of the most precious ones of the lot.
And I'll bet they are encouraged. I bet Merson, Alan Smith and Ian Wright are so encouraged about the way they're allowed to drift through. Here's that free kick again. As I say, good delivery, good movement, terribly slack defending.
And as you say, the identical position from which Davis delivered the free kick from which Tony Adams beat Torino in the last round. Well done, Ian Wright. Well done, Arsenal. Ginola was the injured player. He's fit again now. Arsenal, it's an important away goal, of course. You can't speak too highly of that one. But now there's some defending to be done here. Le Guen, Adams is going to do it. In fact, that could have gone quite easily for a goal kick. Davis with a little touch to Winterberg. A long ball play. Wright is chasing after this one. Now Valdo. Thought he might try a long range shot, but Wright. Oh, bad place to lose the ball there. And they're furious with Ian Wright, the Arsenal players, and Tony Adams got in just before George Weah. That was a very dangerous place to give away the ball there, and Arsenal was so nearly punished for it, saved at the very last by their captain. But here's a corner. Valdo with it. Played in towards Weah, just glanced off his head right across the face of that Arsenal goal to Jensen. Winterburn on that side. And Dixon. Well, away we go then, the start of the second half. It's Guerin, the little workhorse, gets it back to the fellow who normally plays at right back, Sassu, now playing at centre back with Roche out injured. That may well have an effect on the Paris Saint-Germain defence. He's a key man. Here's Merson. English sides have a terrific record against the French in Europe. 13 times English sides have met the French over the years. England have won 11 to France's 2, and goodness knows what Ricardo was doing there. Perhaps he didn't realize that Smith was so close up on him. But it looked as though he was courting serious danger there for a moment or two. This is Fournier on the far side. A little touch, a little fall for Selly. Hit forward to Smith. Played on to Wright. Taking on Sassu. Taking on Le Guen. Plays it back calmly to Jensen. Long bowled underneath this one. There's his header. Played forward again to Weah. Will he try to go all the way? Little Valdo. Ginola. Twisting and turning and making it very difficult there for Lee Dixon. But Dixon then in the end concedes the corner.
Yes, you can sense if the first half's anything to go by, the first 10 minutes of this half are going to be all important.
Absolutely. It's so important that Arsenal stay strong and firm now. firm as they possibly can be in these opening minutes of this second half. Valdo again with another teasing corner floated in there and kicked off the line by Winterburn. Valdo again. Just emphasizing the point there. Foul that time by Bowles on Ginola. Bowles having words with the Frenchman, being ushered away by the Swedish referee. Another free kick for Arsenal to face here.
I'm not so sure that didn't come off an Arsenal player's shoulder. I was just trying to get a look there. Well, full marks, that's his job in this situation, Winterburn, and he's done it very, very well.
Agüen and Weah over the top. This is Winterburn off the line. May have come off an Arsenal player, as you say, but it was certainly heading for the corner of the net.
Could have been, I think this just catches hold on the shoulder, But not that one.
That was the header by Weah.
George Weah over there.
Up goes Smith, beaten by Sassu. Adams is in there. Jensen. Winterburn playing it on to Wright. Fournier. Wright coming back at him. Davis helping out. Play on, said the referee. Sassu finding Valdo. Valdo again. In comes Adam. No nonsense there.
It's a strange thing to find Arsenal put to the test twice in the air, though, isn't it? From a set play.
Collater. Paris Saint-Germain now with a substitute on. Number 15, Daniel Bravo, has come on as a substitute. A striker. And it's Francis Lasse, a defender who's gone off. Valdo then with the throw. With the corner, rather. Flick on! And a great header there. And it's Ginola. Well, a near-post header that has undone Arsenal, scored by Ginola from Valdo's corner.
I mean, you really cannot believe that Arsenal would be beaten by something like that. That once again shows the value of having a guy on both posts. There's an argument, you don't defend your post. My argument against that is if the ball goes anywhere in the net from a corner, it would be near one of the unguarded posts. Guy on the near post cleans that one out. But what I've failed to understand is why after half-time they've had 3 corners and Arsenal have been in trouble with every one of them. I mean, you'd have said that that's one of Arsenal's strengths.
Ginola again. And they had a man on the post for the previous one when Winterburn kicked off the line.
But I honestly think you've got to defend both posts. I mean, that's a bread and butter clean out for any defender. There will be questions asked, by the way, of David Seaman on that, I feel sure. People might say, should you have been beaten? It was a glancing, awkward header, but I think there might be questions asked about him on the near post. If he doesn't want anybody there behind, he's got to make sure that he's able to deal with it. And that's just what Arsenal didn't want, was it? But now's the time. Character. George mentioned the word resilience. They've got to dig trenches again and dig deep on their mental strength.
A match for men, the newspaper said. The newspaper was right. Now Smith, can he turn? Surrounded there by Paris Saint-Germain players. Arsenal fans claiming a penalty. The referee didn't want to know anything about that. A throw to Paris Saint-Germain. Real testing moments these now for Arsenal. George Weah. Little touch to Bravo. Free kick. They've stepped up their attacking potential by bringing on Daniel Bravo, and it really has paid dividends already. This is Guerin. Ginola. Twisting and turning. And then flicking the ball here to Valdo. Oh, and Fournier on the far side. Weah's in the middle. Problems here for Arsenal. Oh, my goodness me. Bravo came flying in there. In the end, I'm not at all sure it wasn't John Jensen who put it behind for the corner.
Was indeed, Brian. Tremendous tracking back there. I mean, that is a cert leading goal, that. He's not going to miss that, Daniel Bravo. Full marks to Jensen there.
Full marks to Jensen. Another corner for Paris Saint-Germain. The Brazilian Valdo with it. A deep one again, and safe handling that time from David Seaman.
Waiting for Lee Dixon to come up in support. I thought he might have had a go at the guy. He was 1v1 against the left-back collector. I thought he might have had a go at him.
Here's Jensen, who's putting through a tremendous amount of work, doing some good work as well.
There's that area again where they can operate in wide in attacking areas. Because the French team certainly don't occupy that position very well.
Jensen again, sweeping it this side to Lee Dixon. Long-range shot by him, quite easily cut out by Ricardo. Davis again, Jensen again, forward to right, tries a little spin there on the defender. Ricardo doesn't get to it, but the ball is swept wide here now for Merson. Now he is taking him on. And just the wrong side of the near post.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Paul Merson's, but I have to say tonight, Brian, he hasn't really gone at them with the conviction. I saw him last week against Man United. Every time he picked it up, he roared at the defence. Today, he's been a bit hesitant. Sometimes, if a player like that's asked to defend, he hasn't quite got around the last defender to produce a ball. But I'd like to see him, as soon as he receives it, go straight at the defender and attack him, because I think he's well good enough to do the defender.
Legren. Bold backpedaling, being pursued by Ginola. Winterburn. Jensen. Davis. Jensen. This is okay. This is good stuff. Selly. Final ball came to nothing. Selly with a header. Winterburn hitting it high. Wright is the only man in there. Ricardo comfortably getting that one away. Taken nicely on the chest by Merson. Dixon now. England. Arsenal have settled quite comfortably at the moment after that setback so early in the second half. With Ginola's goal. Adams couldn't keep that in play. It's a throw to Paris Saint-Germain. French cup holders. Legren. Colleté. Oh, that was a stupid thing for Merson to do. And he could be in real trouble there. Yellow card. That was an idiotic yellow card to get.
He's had a result there. He's actually had a result there.
He has.
But he hasn't had such a result for the remainder, has he?
Well, what on earth possessed him to do that? When you say he had a result there, you thought it might have possibly been the red one?
Definitely. Yeah. Definitely. I mean, that was blatant. He had nothing else in mind, but he was going to trip the Frenchman.
Adams. Well, there were 5 Arsenal players before tonight on yellow cards. There are 2 more now, Adams and Merson. And of course, 2 yellow cards means 1 match suspension. So there are 7 of them now in this squad that are teetering on the brink. Adams was unfortunate before half-time, no doubt about that. Oh, great one there by Ginola. It's a good cross in. Adams there with a header. He was a little disappointed that he didn't get that one clear rather than concede the corner. And come on, he's saying. Some great work here by Ginola, sweeping past 2 of them.
He's come back to life at the start of this half, Ginola.
And he's waiting there at the near post again as Valdo will be looking for him. Merson's there with him now. Bold is shadowing him too. It's a deep one driven in. Bravo with an overhead. Arsenal following it out. Merson hits it long. Wright's chasing. The keeper's there. And as cool as you like. Goodness, he's got a terrific temperament, this Paris Saint-Germain goalkeeper.
Yeah, he got a great starting position there as well, hadn't he? Because Ian Wright could have made on the defenders there to
Good jump by Bravo.
If Lama hadn't been playing as a sort of sweeper.
Goes Smith. Wright's waiting. Now can Wright finish him off? No. Tumbles. Ricardo comes away with the ball. Weah's poised in there. So too was Steve Bold. It's Fournier again. A lot of pressure here now from Paris Saint-Germain. Fournier getting to the byline. Here's Winterburn. Wright up ahead of him. Smith up ahead of him. Smith just playing it short. And Merson chasing now. This ball from Jensen.
Go on, get him back into the box and take him on. Take him on.
Well, he's got it through the legs to Alan Smith. A great save by the keeper. And it's Ginola. Arsenal so near to getting number 2 there. And again, this brilliant French keeper, Bernard Lama. Again.
I thought he should have been attacking him on the outside here, but he's nudged it in. There's a little squeeze ball here. Manages to get it through to Alan Smith. Unfortunately, it's on Alan Smith's wrong side. But that's tremendous goalkeeping. I mean, the goalkeeper's made a good 10 yards very, very quickly. But I still believe that when Arsenal get the ball and spread it wide in the top half of the field, they're causing all sorts of problems for the Paris
Valdo to Ginola. Charged down by Adams. Selly couldn't get a hold of it. Guerin. And Wright right back there. Oh, great play here by Ian Wright. Now, what about this for a run? He's got Smith up with him. He's really attacking Sassu. In the end, he couldn't quite find Alan Smith, but it falls for Merson. Long-range shot. Keeper grabbed it like picking apples.
I think if we could just get a little bit more of that type of running off Paul Merson, because he's well capable of it, then Paris Saint-Germain would not have a double problem. Because Wright, he's really got the bit between his teeth now. 1 minute back defending, mopping things up, the next minute carrying the fight himself.
It's with Sassu. Up to Smith. It's Dixon. Jensen. Oh, that's a good ball. He's found Winterburn. There's space ahead of Winterburn. Oh, Davis for Winterburn. Into the side netting. I've been wanting all night to say congratulations to you for Sunday. Your victory there. What a terrific game it was, both, I mean, from Villa's point of view, and United played a full part in it as well. Here's Merson. Knocked in there towards Smith, knocked back by him. Wright's in there, saved. And I still can't get my congratulations into you.
Right at the moment, I'm more interested to see whether Ian Wright can get another goal. Because I'd love to see Arsenal pull this one. Oh, he's made a right Rick. I'd love to see Arsenal pull this one out the far now. There's that little chance there. Couldn't quite get a full whack on it, could he, Ian Wright? Nice little touch from Alan Smith leading into it.
Weah. He's still way up. Winterburn lost that one. Fortunately for Arsenal. Oh! Dixon looks round at Seaman. Seaman looks at Dixon, and between them, they know they messed that one up.
If Dixon's had information at all from Seaman, and that's all he can be asking at this point, you know, he may... I mean, I don't think he has played that into touch. I just think he's miscontrolled it.
So just imagine if a goal comes from this corner, a corner so needlessly given away by Arsenal. Valdo again will tease one in there. Guerin on the far side. Winterburn got in. Davis trying to close him down. But he's a class act, is this number 10, the Brazilian Valdo. Ricardo, another Brazilian. Valdo again. Guerin. Trying to get Bravo away. Spotted very quickly indeed by Seaman. Lama with a clearance. Keown with a header though, and it's Winterburn. Jensen. Ooh, down the line, what a good one. And Winterburn on the move to Ian Wright. But he hadn't seen Le Guen just behind him.
That might be the first sign of tiredness I've seen from Ian Wright.
But these are really critical last 3 or 4 minutes.
Yes, I mean, the first half was the same, Brian, wasn't it? They just got into the pole position towards half-time. It's important Arsenal don't let it happen again. They look as if they're just playing one up front now, Ian Wright. Everybody else has dropped into a midfield role. Campbell's occupying a wide left-sided midfield role.
And look at Wright going again. Long ball from Dixon. Support is eventually getting up to him in the shape of John Jensen, who took a real old bang there, but picked himself up again, got on with it. Selly is down, though. It's Wright again, playing it inside to Merson. Baldo. Selly is still down. Swedish referee allowing it to go on. And then they bang it away. And, in fact, Dixon gives the ball back to Paris Saint-Germain, which was not required. Baldo to Fournier, to Bravo, back again to Baldo. Taken almost from behind. No, he split the challenge well, did the Brazilian.
I think the referee's been a little bit unnecessary here with young Ian Selly, you know.
Well, I think an Arsenal player, surely somebody from Arsenal, got to just kick it into touch. Well, now, surely they're going to let Gary Lewin come on and sort Selly out.
I mean, it's obvious he's had a head bang. I mean, okay, you can get people.
Well, if it is a head bang, the referee is quite wrong. He should have had stopped the game at once. That's a FIFA UEFA ruling. Well, we're inside the last minute, as you can see. I don't think it doesn't look to me to be a head injury. No, it's not a head injury. It's the right knee.
Oh, it's a nasty one, that, isn't it? He's had a little jab at him there, no question.
Without a doubt. It will eventually be a free kick for Arsenal. And as you can see on the clock, we're now bang on 90 minutes. So if Arsenal can just hold for this last period of time added on, it will go down as an excellent result to take back for the second leg a fortnight tonight at Highbury, with a final against either Parma or Benfica in Copenhagen on May the 4th. What were you nudging me for then?
Just thinking, I got a funny old feeling. I said to you, I fancy a score draw before the match.
You did.
I'm not going to tell people what you fancy.
No, well, I'm one of the great pessimists of this world. I thought Paris Saint-Germain would just nick it tonight.
You said they'd beat them easy.
Not true.
That's you done when you go to Highbury more often.
Well, the Arsenal fans have been terrific here tonight. And indeed, their side have deserved every bit of support they can get, because they've put on a really gutsy performance with a lot of skill to it. In most difficult circumstances with this very hostile crowd, and not the best pitch in the world by a long way. There's still some work to be done, though. Winterburn slips for a moment. Steve Bold comes away with it. But again, it's given away. Fournier down the flank, and Winterburn just whacks it into touch.
Yeah, that's the difficulty when you've just got one man upfield. It's not always easy to hit him from a distance.
Minute and a half of time added on. It's important Arsenal hold on now. And indeed, Campbell plays it up to Wright. Just hold it. Oh, and he's given it away. Ricardo. There's the final whistle. It's an excellent result for Arsenal. 1-1 with that precious away goal as well. Ian Wright, the scorer for Arsenal in the first half. Ginola scoring an equaliser for Paris Saint-Germain right at the start of the second. But it all adds up to a terrific second leg at Highbury in a fortnight time. 1-1, the final score here at Paris.